Welcome back to the Dopesick Show. You won't get sick of. I'm Spencer, and this is Sasha. I spent most of my 20s in federal prison, but I've been off heroin since April 9th, 2010. I've got a lot of stories about the stupid stuff I did to get put in prison. I've also got quite a few stories about the wild stuff that actually happened when I was in federal prison, and God forbid you end up in prison. You want to make some of the same mistakes I made. Sorry if this is up a little bit late today. I forgot to do the one video last night about my grow tent. 4 plants. And just like I might give my fiance Casey, sometimes if she gets some of that label stuff, she mostly shops at Goodwill, but she likes the labels. I said, use a label hoe. And I guess I'm a label hoe for certain genetics of strains to grow. I've got some really interesting ones. I'll talk about that on there tonight. And also, with hydro, nutrient charts, how all that works, pH. And about cloning, I do pretty good. I average indoor in about a 4-month period. I average 6 to 8 ounces per fabric pots. I start with the 24-ounce cup, then I go to the gallons, then I go to the Big Daddy 7 gallons. Yeah, boy. And shit, I didn't mean to cuss. I don't cuss on here usually. It's all legal. I'm following the law down to a T. I'm on federal probation, so I'm allowed to do it. I love growing weed. I'm good at it. It's fun. And I'm not doing it for any reason that's illegal. So it's cool. It's so much more fun when it's legal. There's nothing to worry about because, oh my God, I remember one time I had a huge grow operation. I was living out in the country, and the helicopters and fighter jets used to like to fly in between those mountains to simulate like Iraq, Afghanistan, or wherever. And the house was shaking one morning. I didn't know they did that. And I said, the DEA's here. And I had a heart attack. Oh, man. I've had a number of stories. Like, I just, I couldn't just sit down and be normal. Like, I thought, if my life was a movie, would I watch it? And I always had to be doing something. I still have to be doing something, The stuff that's happened since I've been out of prison. We'll have to wait on some of that till the statute of limitations expires. But, I didn't get stabbed in prison. I got stabbed in the face after I got out of prison. And I was, for entertainment purposes, possibly illegally living in a city other than the city that I was supposed to be living in order to train jiu-jitsu with a world champion. I might have been risking my freedom to train jiu-jitsu. At which time I definitely got stabbed and I've got the scar right there. But anyhow, another story. So, that'll be coming on tonight. And I do cuss a good bit on the other channel. Rick says the other channel's going to pass this one up. So just go ahead and be known. If you've been watching me on here, I'm pretty funny on there. I keep it professional on here. And if that ain't your thing, I understand. I'm not going to quit this, okay? Even if that does dwarf this channel one day, I'm not stopping what I do here. There's a reason I don't cuss, that I do certain things the way I do. If you want to be taken seriously, there's a certain level of respect that you have to have for your audience, for yourself, and everything. And that's what I try to do here. So there are certain topics like addiction that I talk about. But anyway, speaking of addiction, there was an addict named Steve. Now, Steve, he's out now. Steve got 40 years while doing, I think it was Kevin Crockett, who's out now too. I'd call him up and find this out, but Steve's out. He lives in Lynchburg. I saw him at the gas station after I got done boxing. Steve, he was at halfway house with me too. But anyhow, he was doing like a 3 or 4 year prison sentence. I can get him on here 100%. There's no question in my mind that I can get him on here, and he's living his best life now. But anyhow, he made friends with a CO in state prison. He had this CO bringing him a number of things, and ultimately, for about a half ounce of crystal meth, it might have been a quarter. I think it was a quarter ounce. I think it was a half ounce of pot and a quarter ounce of crystal meth. He got 40 years in federal prison. Yeah. Guess how much the guard got? Probation. Tell me the system is not broken. My God, that's the most, it makes me sick. I mean, seriously. And he spent a, I will say something now. You know, times are changing, and you know the crack laws getting on. That let a lot of people out. 2 point reduction and all that. You know, they call everybody in, tell you what you can get. Some people get time out and all this because they're trying to, you know, free up the federal prison system of all these people. These mandatory minimums didn't do nothing but, you know, it's like the System of a Down song. They're trying to build a prison for you and me to live in. Shoot, I used to listen to that song. You know, while I was selling, while I was using, I didn't understand fully the depth of that song. Steve is the definition of that song. Okay, mandatory minimums and stuff like that. Federal prison. I mean, this guy was around, I believe he's in his early 60s. I believe he's about 62, 63 when he got out. We got out at the halfway house at the same time. Okay, now where I met Steve was in the leather shop. Kevin Crockett, my buddy, the most incredible leather maker on the planet. He can put your face in a piece of leather. I'm using the money, you know, the couple bucks that I made on here to put into the tools. It's expensive. It costs, you know, in total I think about $4,000. And my mom's gonna help a little. Kevin's gonna put in some. He wasn't thinking about making leather again, but that's all he did. He was in prison for 17 years. He'd never used a cell phone before he got out, and he made stuff in the leather shop 12 to 14 hours a day for probably 15 years. So think about that. In the time span that he worked in that leather shop, you know, say it was 15 years. It was the same amount of time, hours put in work as somebody who had been doing it for 30, possibly 40 years. So he's much younger than some of these expert master leather craftsmen, but he has more experience than they do. And as did Steve. He stayed in that shop, but Kevin was a talent. I mean, you know, Steve could make some good stuff. Kevin could put your face in a piece of leather with a razor. I mean, incredible. But yeah, have custom wallets and stuff like that. Sell on here at a reasonable price, but make Kevin some money. He was selling them so cheap in there. See, the leather shop's a business. Whenever it comes to Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, for Thanksgiving, like somebody's gonna get somebody a purse for Thanksgiving. What am I saying? For somebody's birthday, whatever. Or if you know you're in the visiting room, you got suspicious and you called your girl a hoe, and that's your thing is you get presents for them whenever you talk bad to. I mean, basically, if you call your girl a hoe and then you get her a present because she's mad at you, you just made her a hoe because you're paying her to not be mad at you. You can't pay somebody when you mess up. You can't buy gifts when you mess up. That's something, you know. I had to tell Casey her last two exes, they would get physically abusive. Then buy her a really nice present. And I said, no matter how mad you get at me, I'm not gonna buy you a present ever because you're not a hoe. I said, you know, and she's like, what? And I'm like, you're not a hoe. I said, if I say something awful to you and you get mad at me and I get you a present, I'm paying you off. You're a hoe. Think about that. That's something to think about. And I mean, that's just general. It's something to really take a look at, too. It's taken me a tremendous amount of counseling, reading, studying, 3.5 years of college, but no particular degree. I'm about 6 months away from probably about 4 different degrees, but I'm not going to go back and do it because everything that I'm needing to do right now, I am doing. So it is what it is. Sorry for going down that. I go down the rabbit hole. If you're new here, you know, be more concise. Stick to the topic. You ain't been watching me for a minute, okay? Okay, I'm like, basically, like you seen Old Dirty Bastard from Wu-Tang get on TV and start talking, you know? He might pull, Wu-Tang is for the children, okay? He got up there and said, that's the type of stuff that I'll do, you know what I mean? Lord have mercy. I talk with this country accent, but nobody where I'm from talks like I do. A lady from Tennessee watched me when I was little. I picked up the accent. I mean, for real, I don't try to act, you know, ghetto or any of this type of stuff, but I mean, I hung out with just as many black people as I did Puerto Rican, white, everything else. Casey's the second white girl I've been out with, and I'm not entirely sure she's white. I think there's some type of there's something down the family tree. When we was in D.C. the other day, the little man from Saudi Arabia. Usually it's me. They say Salam alaikum, and he asked her, "You want your meat halal?" And she's like, what? I said, she don't know what that means, brother. I said, nah, she just wants gravy. He says, are you from India? He thought she was from India. But anyhow, Steve got clemency. Obama gave some clemency out. I believe Trump did too. I shouldn't even mention the president. Okay, one party, shoves it down your throat, and the other sticks it up your ass when you turn around. I don't cuss a lot on here, but that's my thoughts on it, okay? In general, okay, so don't come on here talking about politics. I'll delete your comment. I hate that. It's the most annoying thing on the planet. I was telling, it was kind of funny because I did have certain family members that were part of the working man Democrat era, and I see most of them as dirty no matter what, politicians. I was talking about Epstein back in 2015, 2016, and man, yeah, that's been known for a minute. Yeah, it's been known for a minute. I upset a couple people in my family because they were part of the working man Democrat. That's something that's pretty much slowly, I think it's died away. But anyhow, that's not what we're doing right now. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on sleep. Stayed up doing those dang lives. Hey, get me on them lives, man. I'm gonna do a live on my other channel too. The one that I'm gonna have the videos. I'm gonna have at least 2 videos on tonight. Okay, I'm gonna do my first live on there sometime, probably this weekend. Okay, so if you want to see me get gutter, that's where to do that. So Steve gets clemency, and he been in prison like 25, 30 years already. I mean, it's kind of like, somebody works 30 years for a company, and they get them like a little $20 box wine, or a little cup holder or a mug or something after 30 years of work for a company. Okay, it's basically the same thing. I mean, he worked. I told people I worked for the federal government for the last 5 years. They're like, what do you do? I said, a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I said, mostly I didn't do nothing. I said it was a no-pay job. A no-pay job? I said, yeah, I was in federal prison. I just wanted to lift weights and watch TV. So, I had no pay. And I messed with people. But anyway, Steve gets out of the halfway house. And he's in the halfway house with me. It was really cool seeing him get his first bit of freedom after all that time. Been in prison like 30 years. He's never used a cell phone. He thought he wasn't getting out for at least, I believe he'd been in like 25 years. He thought he had another 10 to go. He's going to be like 70 when he got out. And yeah, and then the next time I saw him after the halfway house was in Lynchburg. And he's with a woman. He's got himself a girlfriend. You know what I mean? He wasn't about no funny business. Yeah, there's some people straight as could be. It's like me. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I had some dirty magazines because I'm straight. That's what it is. God bless you if you into, alternative lifestyle. That ain't for me. It's like mayonnaise. I can look at that and say, no, nope, not for me. Steve, 30 years. 25. It was probably 30 years. I'm going to tell you why. His state time and then his federal time. Totaled about 30, I believe. And it was cool being out there, and everything. And I got him, I believe it was his daughter. He always wanted to get jewelry for his daughter. My family's in the jewelry business. I got him a necklace. I got my mom to get a necklace. He paid me with some leather goods that I sent home. And my mom was selling the leather stuff that they made from the prison at an even split. But they were making more money doing that. A lot of these guys were spending up to 50, 100 hours on some of the high dollar ones that they do. Kevin Crockett spent 80 hours on one easily. And you know how much he sold it for? 80 hours of work. He sold that for $500. 80 hours of hand stitched work, tooling stuff in. Oh my God, my judo coach has the coolest bag on the planet because his logo is tooled into that bag. See how my foot's doing. I've been having some issue, but today. But if I'm there in the morning, he's got class in the morning. I go to the boxing. I'm starting a channel for Scott Sigmund. The guy he was WBC champ. Fought Roy Jones Jr. in Roy's hometown in Roy's most recent fight prior to Mike Tyson. Tomorrow's the day. Austin Deanda, 9-0, 6 KOs, is fighting. Owen Hilton, my buddy, he is 6-1. He avenged his only loss in his most recent fight. I believe he's fighting tomorrow too. And it's Scott's event. I'm going to start a channel for them. I'm going to do interviews with them because they had some street, crazy stuff. Doing hood rat stuff with my friends, type stories. And, if I get some interviews with them a little bit beyond the boxing, but I'm going to show them whooping up on these people. No doubt. Shoot. Boxing rule, I can't do nothing with. They embarrass me. Okay, now grappling, MMA, there's certain other factors, but in boxing, not. These kids are special. That's what they've made their lives. They've committed themselves to it, and show out for that. I know I've been all over the place. I'm tired. Give me a break. There's gonna be somebody. Be more concise. You're also all over the place. I don't know if I can listen to this anymore. There've been a couple people like that. Some of y'all like it because y'all know I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit off. But I own that stuff. It is what it is. And that's part of why I had to learn how to fight before I went to prison too. I'm an oddball, and I can't stand having to hear that yeah, and feel like I gotta keep my mouth shut because they can whoop me. I did that year and a month in jail. It took me about 6 months to put on some muscle. Went from about 135 to probably about 165 then. Put on about 15 in muscle, 15 in fat. I looked like I was just a jack dude, but I have like the muffin top explosion because I don't get a belly. I just get like these ridiculously, the love handles just go wider and wider. It looked like Tyson Fury whenever he got up to 400 pounds. I wasn't that. It was 165 pounds. But anyway, and I got that little bit of muscle, so you couldn't tell me nothing. I was ready to smack somebody then. That's why I had to learn fight, because I don't want to take crap, But, anyhow. Steve, I saw him at the Sheets after boxing with Scott. I couldn't believe it. It was so cool. He's living his life. He had himself a woman, Sasha, Lord have mercy. I love you, baby. She gets pulling her hair out or something. Something gets to bother her. But anyhow, I'm going to do those other videos later tonight. Sorry this was so ridiculously all over the place. It'll be worth it tonight. And I'm telling you what, I'm going to put a picture. I'm going to put a photo for the thumbnail on my other channel for the grow of my grow that I had long time back. It was Gorilla Glue and Girl Scout cookies. Now see, if you have 70-degree daytime temps during flowering and 55-degree nighttime temps, that's how you get the purple. That's how you get the purple, the pinks, the oranges, all the pretty colors. Cool nighttime temps. We don't like it hot. It likes it comfortable, just like me. Shoot, I like it a little cool. Like about 68, 69. That's how I'm comfortable in this house, But at nighttime, it likes it cold, and that's how you get them colors to come out. And I'm gonna show you all that stuff. I'm not an expert, but I know enough to show that I can convey some directions that you can learn some cool stuff too. I guarantee you, if you follow everything I say, you won't get no less than a quarter pound of plant. Oh man, there are a couple people I know. One of them had an outdoor plant. They grew 18 grams. That ain't even an ounce. Lord have mercy. Outdoor too. Outdoor. You should be getting 2 pounds plant. It's all legal, 100%. And I'm a label hoe, so all the genetics are incredible. Ghost Train Haze from Rare Dankness, 2-time Cannabis Cup winner, which is a direct. Basically, it's a direct. Seeds came from the cup winner. It's a feminized seed. So basically, you got a plant, and in the vegetative stage, you spray colloidal silver on a branch on a female plant. That one branch produces male parts. You make the plant into a hermaphrodite. So basically, the plant screws itself. And since it screws itself, all the seeds it produces are feminized. So the seeds that I bought were feminized, which means guaranteed female. Means you don't have to check it, make sure it's a mail. But anyway, Ghost Train Haze. I got a Romulan Times Gorilla Glue. I got ODB, Old Dirty Bubble. Has Old Dirty Bastard's picture on. I had to get that. Tony Green's Tortured Beans. The only authentic Gorilla Glue source there is that is, endorsed by Josie Wells, who's one half of the creators of Gorilla Glue. It's a good strain. It's a solid strain. I'll be doing that tonight. I hate smoking it. Can't stand smoking it. Love growing it though. It helps Casey. She got fibromyalgia, so like if she has like a really bad attack, helps her sleep. So make some edibles out of it. Might try it for myself. I take too many medications to get not enough sleep. And I remember back when I was a kid, I'd eat some and it put me to sleep. So hopefully it does that. I'm gonna shut up now. I ain't had a whole lot of sleep. It's been exciting. A whole lot of stuff's happening. My birthday was this past Monday. Don't wish me a happy birthday. It's done. It's past. I didn't tell y'all because I didn't want 100 people saying happy birthday. Guess how many people spent a birthday with me? One. Casey. I turn my phone on. Don't leave me alone. I get weird on my birthday. It's like a weird depressing time. I don't know. Maybe because I'm in prison after the first year, only my mom, something like 90% of my family after the first year didn't even send a birthday card or Christmas card. You get forgotten, and it's a depressing thing. And maybe that's what it's from. Who knows what type of deep-seated issues I've got there. I got plenty of other issues. Anyway, I'm going to shut myself up now. If you like the video, press the like button. If not, that's 21 minutes and 36 seconds of your life in which you'll never get back. On the other channel, I got a hilarious outro. If nothing else, watch last night. Rick, I didn't even think I was funny. I cuss a lot on the other channel. Rick was rolling laughing about my how I ended the one. Just go skip to the last 20 seconds of the last video I had up on there. You'll get a laugh if you go check that out. But anyway, I hope you liked it. God, I'm tired. These lives, Lord have mercy. And that's Rick's fault too. Rick, because see, I became friends with Weavy, and he said, "You're a piece of crap if you don't come on this live. You're gonna hurt Weavy's feelings. Do you want to hurt Weavy's feelings?" It's like, went on the live. I've been doing them ever since. Anyway, that's about it.